a loving father and esteemed law professor, is gunned down at his own home in his own vehicle.
We heard him looked in, the garage door was up, and I thought the gentleman was backing out, and I went back to my house, but he never backed out, and I came back over. He's not responding to that, but his head's kind of rolling around.
Okay, is he conscious?
Well, I can't tell.
He heard the snoring respirations. He's not talking, he's mumbling, he has no idea what happened, and he's bleeding out, and he's going into death as his blood seeps out of his body.
Where exactly is he? In the driver's seat? You know,
in the driver's seat.
Is he in the garage or?
In the garage.
Okay.
Dan's murder, I was shell-shocked because here's a guy who didn't have any known enemies. Everybody cared deeply about educating future generations, and who would want to kill someone like that?
So, who's Dr. Boobner? Boobner. Who? Dave Mack, who's Dr. Boobner? I noticed that you, Dave Mack, keep talking about Dr. Boobner. And I'm wondering why you just love to say Boobner. Who is that?
Dr. Boobner is a Miami doctor who is a breast augmentation specialist. And he refers to himself first as Dr. Boobner. And then, of course, his patients are so happy with the results that they, in turn, call him Dr. Boobner. And
okay, great. What does he have to do with this case?
He's like the missing link in the Dan Markel murder mystery, if you want to call it that. The prosecutors that were investigating the case, they actually were able to tie in Dr. Boobner between Catherine McBanawa and Charlie Adelson, and that he did Catherine McBanawa's breast augmentation surgery as part of the payment she got from Charlie Adelson for helping to
my
pull
stars,
together.
Wait, stop, please, speak no more. Are you hearing this, Faddis? I assume, Faddis, you've seen the series of movies called The Apple Dumpling Gang. Okay, it's got Don Knotts and others in it. Yeah, you need to see that.
Sounds
it's
vaguely
a Disney
familiar.
movie. I showed it to the children. But I think the title says it all. So the go-between, Catherine McBanawa, who set up the hit for Charlie Adelson, for his mother, the monster-in-law, got paid with a breast lift, implants. I'm so happy right now because that's not hard to trace, right? He paid her with knee breasts, A and B.
Right, Nancy. But the key there is Charlie paid her. Charlie paid her, not Donna. It's not Donna fronting the bill for these new breasts. At least that hasn't been proven in court yet. And so what we're talking about is certainly this, cohort of folks who are conspiring with one another. And then we have Donna Adelson, who, according to the defense, is just kind of a protective grandma, protective mother.
The one that tried the $1 million bribe. Okay, wait. Did you not hear? You need to turn up your hearing aids. Did you not hear Gigi McKelvey just say Charlie Adelson didn't give a flying fig where those boys lived? He only did it because his mother drove him insane to do it. He doesn't care. He didn't have a dog in that fight, no skin in the game. He did it because his mother would not leave him alone. He didn't care about the boys. Dr. Kendall Crowns is joining me, Chief Medical Examiner, Tarrant County. That's Fort Worth. He is the esteemed lecturer at the Burnett School of Medicine, that is at TCU, and he is a star of a brand new hit podcast, Mayhem in the Morgue. Dr. Kendall Crowns, I want you to hear the trajectory path of the bullet that tore through Dan Markel's face. Listen.
The Florida criminal law professor was pulling into his driveway and on his cell phone when he was fatally shot. The killer was waiting for Markel outside his home in Tallahassee's Benton Hills section, then followed Markel into the garage when he opened it. Markel was shot in the side of the head through the window of his car. The bullet entered just beneath Markel's jawline.
Dr. Kendall Crowns, I'm having my hot tea, but I think I need something a little stronger than that. Did you hear what was just said? That the bullet entered just beneath Markel's jawline. Now let's think this through. So he's driving on the left side of his vehicle. So it would have been the left jawline just below it and rips through his face and neck. And he lived. He lived. He was trying to talk, say something to the neighbor, and his head was moving around. What happened, and how long could he have endured that before he died?
So the gunshot wound of entrance going under his left jawline would be, you'd have in this area of your neck the carotid artery, the jugular vein. But if it's a little anterior, it may miss those, then continue through into the midsection of his neck, which would hit his trachea, his thyroid, and then continue out the right side of his neck. Again, possibly hitting the jugular and carotid. If those two vessels are hit, he's going to survive for minutes. If those two vessels are not hit, he's going to sit there inhaling blood through his damaged trachea, unable to speak because the area could involve his vocal cords, and then sucking in blood, and he could survive for quite a while with that injury. But if it hits the major vessels, he's going to die in minutes.
Wait a minute. What did you say about sucking in blood?
So if it hits the trachea area, it'll cause blood to go into the airway or brainstem bronchus, and you'll be sucking in that blood, kind of gasping in the blood, not able to talk, but just making a noise because your vocal cords are damaged, but you're sucking in the blood.
Dr. Kendall Crowns, do you know what you're saying? Do you ever think about it? I mean, when I think about Markel, I immediately think about his two boys. Because one day, whenever they can mentally and emotionally take it, they're going to find out the details about how their dad died. And they're going to have to find out that their dad was sitting in his car, had been arguing about how much he wanted to see them and be in their lives and be the primary caregiver. And then he ends up with this horrendous injury, pain beyond excruciating to the neck, the face, the head. And he's sucking in his own blood. I mean, do you ever think about what you're saying, or is this like just a clinical analysis for you?
Well, of course, I think about what I'm saying, but the emotionality of thinking about the individual's life outside of him, of the injuries that I see at autopsy, I try not to think about, because if I get wrapped up in the emotion of all of it, I wouldn't be able to do my job. So in a way, yes, it's very clinical to me. You ask me a question, I will give you a clinical answer describing what's injured, not thinking about him, his family, the pain and suffering, etc.
Dr. Kendall Crown's question, you have children, right? A lot of them.
I do. Yes.
Dr. Kendall Crowns, isn't it your dearest wish? I mean, it's mine, maybe I'm projecting, but your dearest wish is to be there for your children's lives, not only for you to see them unfold, but to be there to help them in any little way you can, small or great. And just imagine, with those hopes and dreams in your mind and in your heart, you are sitting in your front seat of your car, sucking in blood, wondering, will you ever see them again? The answer is no. I mean, did he have time to have those thoughts? Could he have?
Depending on if it's just the gunshot wound to the neck, he could have had time to think about what's happening, trying to yell for help, can't yell for help, and is just inhaling in the blood. But it just depends on what areas get hit.
You know what? When you say things like, Ron Bateman, come on, let's school Eric Faddis, if it's possible. Bateman, former sheriff for Anne Arundel County, author, homicide, Undercover, you name it, Bateman. When I hear the words, don't talk on the phone, or don't talk in the apartment. Why not talk in your apartment? If some guy I don't know literally bumps into me on the street and tries to extract $5,000 from me, I'm calling police. But neither one of them call police. In fact, they don't talk on the phone. All that started.
Let me talk about that for 1 second. I've been in those positions. I have been the undercover guy. I have been the hit guy for a relationship that went bad. And I was the guy on the phone doing the undercover call, in this case, with a wife. And it is so funny. And I've been an undercover narcotics detective for a long time and gotten to this role as a hitman. People always talk on the phone. They try to talk in code, and I was talking in code to this one particular lady. And it's just so funny. They are not as diabolical with their planning of a murder like people think they should be. I had Maryland's first life without parole case ever happened, and it was a contract murder involving a wife and a husband. Totally different case where I was the undercover hitman. But again, it's just so funny how just things just crumple down. And the worst thing that you can have in any kind of crime is another person. And if there's another person, which in this case there are several, they'll all turn on each other, which obviously in this case they have. What I call, in this case, and I don't know if I've coined this, if it's my own thing or not, but it's relationship terrorism. Like that bomb that was dropped on the husband before he went for the speaking engagement. And then these guys here, the Garcia and Rivera. Right. I mean, come on. You think there's no ring cameras across the street or at the front of the house? I mean, come on.